The Next Move program is a local work preparatory program for young adults with disabilities. The organization's upcoming Pioneer Awards will celebrate businesses that help them in their mission.
Joining us today, the Executive Director of the Next Move program, Elizabeth Howley, and one of this year's award selection panelists, Charlotte Dean. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. This is exciting because, as we mentioned, you just announced the finalists yesterday.
We did. We are so excited. So the Pioneer Awards is one of our signature events, and it has two purposes. First, we want to celebrate businesses that have inclusive hiring and training practices. That is so, so important. And then we also are trying to raise funding for our scholarship fund. So we're excited to have everyone come together, and it should be a really great evening.
So can you, I don't want to interrupt you, but we talked about the finalists. Can you tell us who they are?
We can. I'm going to allow Charlotte to do that. She helped out with some of our judging.
Okay. Yes, the secret's out of the bag. Some of the finalists we're so proud of include personal favorite, YMCA of Greater Richmond, Quirk Hotel, Taziki's, Capital One, just to name a few, Grow RVA, and I'm not naming all of them, and apologies to those that if I left you off, but you will find out. We are honored to name these organizations who really have showed a commitment and a strategic effort to be inclusive and diverse in their hiring practices when it comes to people with intellectual disabilities and to pull from this diverse resource of employees.
Elizabeth, this started not that long ago, back in 2010, with a company, and you found out that bringing in temp workers, or they found out it wasn't working.
Right.
Yeah.
So our program actually started back in 2010 at Health Diagnostic Laboratory. And funny enough, there were several executives at that organization that all had immediate family members with special needs. And they decided, hey, let's bring them in, let's do some internship programming, and very, very quickly found out that these guys were fantastic workers and a much better fit than a lot of the temps that were previously hired for those same jobs. And fast forward to 2015, we actually spun off as a separate nonprofit. So we've been able to go and partner with some fantastic area organizations like Quirk and Ledbury, U of R, Wells Fargo to do our internship programming. And we love that we're able to form community and really show people the value that these individuals have as employees and as people.
And Charlotte, as part of the selection committee, what were some of the things that stood out among some of the organizations that were doing good work in this effort?
We really wanted to see organizations that it was a collaborative effort. You weren't just hiring individuals with disabilities. You were seeing that it was having a beneficial impact to your company. People wanted to come into your company because they were seeing that you are being reflective of your community for the greater good. When people have hire people with intellectual disabilities, it shows your compassion, it shows your awareness, it shows your ability to think outside of yourself and the normal hiring pool that we see with typical employees. And just seeing the benefits, it really does have a great impact on organizations when they look outside the typical pool of hires. And so the nominees that we got, it was just amazing to see how beneficial it was to their organization to talk about the interns with the Next Move program and just how amazing and beneficial that these young men and women were to their organization.
You and Elizabeth both have been talking about these folks, and obviously we want to highlight them, but I want to come at it from a slightly different angle, because you're talking about the Quirk Hotel, you're talking about a bank, you're talking about big corporations. These are very different entities that these people that you're placing in get a chance to pick and choose from or match up with. And not everybody's going to fit in one situation. It's got to be a big bonus for them to have that variety, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. What we say is that we can find some kind of work for all of our students pretty much in any business. And it's been fantastic to have so many organizations from the community reach out and say, we want to get involved, we believe in this, and we see the value in this.
Yeah, because an interesting statistic, a 70% unemployment rate exists for this population here in Virginia. So these businesses are trying to take that and fix it.
Yeah, correct. And the more awareness that we create, then the more opportunities that we are going to create for these men and women that are working with Next Move and that want to have these internships and they want to have job opportunities. So let's make it possible for them.
And you got a big program coming up
that
you've got to be very excited about.
We're very excited. It will be taking place on December 5th at the VCU Arts Depot from 5:30 to 7:30. Nikki D, who we love, will be emceeing the event, as well as several of our students. We're going to have some fantastic organizations sponsoring. Able Now is our presenting sponsor. CBS, you all are a sponsor as well. SunTrust, Kiters, as well as Level Up Rentals. We should have some fantastic food and beverages donated from the area. And just, it should be a fun evening to come together and celebrate inclusion.
It'll be a great night.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
The 2017 Pioneer Awards presented by the Next Move program will be Tuesday, December 5th at the VCU Arts Depot.
Once again, this year, CBS 6's Nikki D. Ray will be the mistress of ceremony.